A spokesman for former President Obama now calling allegations of wiretapping Trump Tower ahead of the election, quote, simply false. But if it is true, how would the former administration do it? That's where the Federal Intelligence Surveillance Court comes in. And here to tell us more about it is former DOJ official J. Christian Adams. Good morning. Let's start with the basics, and then we'll get to the specifics of this case, what we know and what we don't know. For viewers who don't really understand FISA, without getting into all the weeds, this is a serious process where you have to go to a court in order to get an order to actually open the door to surveillance.
It's a special federal court, Ed, appointed by the Chief Justice of the United States. It actually sits a couple blocks from where I am, and they review applications to monitor what are potentially foreign agents, foreign influences, foreign powers communicating or operating within the United States. It's an application by the FBI. They have to show there's probable cause that there is a foreign power engaging in some sort of activities within the United States.
So if you were to get a court order and say, come up with an allegation that in this case Russia was trying to hack the election, I'm not saying they did, but that was the charge over a year ago when it all started, and you want to listen in and surveil foreign agents, where is the line when those foreign agents start talking to Americans like General Flynn?
Well, look, the Attorney General of the United States has to certify FISA applications. They're done by the FBI. So you're going to have Loretta Lynch, you're going to have James Comey, more than likely James Comey, with intimate knowledge about this in the fall. So there are documents, there are people who know, there are answers which we can obtain if the right questions are asked. But Ed, that's why knocking Sessions out of the game was such a victory for the swamp. The people who know and who can do something about this and are willing to take on the administrative state that's responsible, namely Mr. Sessions, are no longer in the game.
Right. I think you put your finger on the point, which is that was what President Trump in large part was upset about, is that he's now recused himself, Jeff Sessions. And since there's no Deputy Attorney General confirmed there, there's some murkiness about who is actually going to be in charge of all of this investigating. You can comment on that, but then also I want to get to this key point, which is you open the door that Loretta Lynch, President Obama's Attorney General, would have likely have known about such a court order of surveillance of Trump Tower. Would this have reached the Oval Office? Even if they say in their statement President Obama did not order it, something of this magnitude, would it have crossed his desk so he knew about it in the Oval Office?
Well, it's hard to imagine he wouldn't. Look, a judge would have ordered it. A judge always orders a FISA warrant. So, of course, the president didn't order it. But look, Ed, this is what's important about Sessions' recusal, is that it prevents him from getting to the bottom of it and replaces him with career swamp bureaucrats because they don't have their team in place yet. I laughed when I heard General Sessions talk about an ethics officer advised him to recuse himself. I know those ethics opinions are often skewed.
I think incredible insights today from J. Christian Adams, too, that while President Obama may not have ordered it, he probably was aware of it, and so they were not getting at that truth in their statement yesterday, number one. And number two, Jeff Sessions recusing himself is key to all of this because now what happens with this investigation is going to get very interesting. J. Christian Adams, thank you.
Thanks, Ed.